The 20 best exercises to improve your balance. Hi, my name is Doug. I've been a physical therapist for 30 years, and I specialize in helping people with balance problems learn to walk again. In this video, I'm going to show you the 20 best exercises that I use every day in my clinic to help people improve their balance. These exercises are in order of difficulty, so you want to start with the first exercise and try to master it before moving on to the next exercise. This isn't really designed for you to do all 20 exercises at once. Most people will do the first 1 or 2 exercises for a few weeks before moving on to the next exercise. Heel to toe standing. You want to do this exercise where you can hold something sturdy like a countertop or the back of a chair. You want to have your feet in the heel to toe position. That means one foot with the heel touching the toe of the other foot. Then what you want to do is stand up straight with your feet in this position and let go of what you're holding on to. If you can do this and hold that position, the goal is to get to 20 seconds without holding on. But a lot of people are going to have trouble with this exercise. If you're really struggling with it, one thing you can do to make it easier is to have a little bit of space between your feet. So instead of touching your heel to toe, have about a 2 to 3 inch space between your feet. Another thing you can do in the beginning when you're getting used to it is have one finger on the countertop when you try to do it. One finger is a lot harder than putting both hands. But over time, you want to let go with that finger and try to balance just on your 2 feet. The goal is to balance for 20 seconds with the right leg forward and 20 seconds with the left leg forward, repeating that 3 times on each side. But in the beginning, you might only be able to do a couple of seconds with each leg forward. You just want to work on this. It can take weeks, if not months, of practicing this every day before someone can get to the goal of 20 seconds without holding on. Hip abduction. To do this exercise safely, you need something sturdy like the back of a chair, a countertop, a bar, something sturdy to hold on to. You want to stand up straight and lift your leg up to the side as far as it will go. Then you want to bring that side down and lift the other side up. You want to go back and forth, right and left. The goal of this exercise is to do 3 sets of 10 reps. That means doing right and left 10 times, resting for a minute, and then repeating that 2 more times. In the beginning, it's fine if you can only do 2 or 3 reps. This is a particularly hard exercise for some people because their hip abductors are very, very weak. So in the beginning, it's fine if you only do 2 or 3 reps. You want to just keep at it. Oftentimes, this takes weeks, if not months, to get back their hip abduction strength. Hamstring curls. To do this, you want to be standing up and holding on to something to keep your balance. Then you want to bend your knee up behind you like you're trying to kick your bottom. So you want to lift your leg up as high as it'll go, and what that's doing is tightening the hamstring muscle. You want to hold it for a second and bring it back down, and then do the other leg. Your goal for this exercise is to do 20 repetitions on each leg for 3 sets. But in the beginning, you might only be able to do 5 or 6 repetitions for 3 sets. You want to slowly build yourself up over time. Don't feel bad if you can't do 3 sets of 20 in the beginning. That's your goal. Pillow squat. To do the pillow squat, you'll need 2 things, a chair and at least 1 or 2 pillows. What you want to do is put the pillows underneath you so their pillows are sitting on the chair so that when you sit down, you're not sitting down all the way. Then what you want to do is cross your hands across your chest and practice standing all the way up and sitting back down. The goal for this exercise is to stand up and sit down 10 times in a row, rest for a minute, and then repeat that 3 times. So you want to do 3 sets of 10 reps without holding on. But in the beginning, you might find that you can only do 2 or 3 times without holding on to the chair. In fact, some people, even with the pillows, they may have to grab the arms of the chair to push off, and that's fine. You have to start somewhere with strength. But the goal for this exercise is to do it without holding on 3 sets of 10 repetitions. Weight shifts. To do weight shifts, you'll need something sturdy to hold on to. You can use a countertop or the back of a chair, anything that's sturdy. To do this correctly, you want to grab with both hands on something sturdy and then put all your weight on one leg while you lift the other foot off the ground. Then you're going to shift your weight over to the other leg. You want to repeat this going right to left. Now, the main thing that people have trouble with this is they don't shift fully onto both sides. You want to have both of your hips over your leg on the right and both sides of your hip over your left leg on the left. And that means shifting fully in each direction. Most people, what they'll do is not shift much at all. The reason people shuffle is they're not shifting their weight. And that's why this exercise is so helpful. The goal of this is to do this for 20 repetitions, just one set of 20. This isn't really an exercise as much as it is a balance training thing. So you only want to try to work up to doing 20 repetitions to the right and 20 to the left. Many people have trouble with this and they can only do 3 or 4 repetitions before they find it difficult. That's fine. You have to start somewhere. I would tell you to practice this over the course of weeks, if not months, to get better at it. Single leg standing. To do single leg standing, you need something sturdy in front of you. You can use a countertop or the back of a chair, anything that's sturdy. You want to lift one leg up and shift all your weight over to the one leg you're going to stand on, and then try to let go. Your goal with this exercise is to let go for 20 seconds before you have to grab the counter and then shift to the other leg and do the same thing for 20 seconds. We want you to be able to do this 3 times on each leg for 20 seconds. But most of the clients that I see and most of the people I work with, this can take months to get to this goal. In the beginning, it's fine if you have to hold the countertop with one finger or even one hand just to get used to this exercise. The key to this exercise, the thing that most people struggle with, is they're not shifting their weight enough. When you stand on one leg, you have to shift all of your weight over onto that side to allow you to stand on one leg without holding on. So if you find that you're having to grab the countertop, you're probably not shifting all your weight over. That's the key to this exercise. I find that people take doing this every single day, sometimes twice a day, for 4 to 6 weeks before they really see an improvement and can balance on one leg. Tapping an object in front of you. To do this activity, you'll need 2 things. You want something sturdy to hold on to in case you lose your balance, like a countertop or the back of a chair, and a target. You can use a step or a piece of cloth on the ground, anything that you can see. What you want to do is lift one leg up and bring your foot forward and tap the object in front of you. Then bring that foot back to where it started from and the other leg tap. You want to tap with the right and the left, shifting back and forth. Now your goal is to do this for 10 reps on each leg without holding on. So one set where you're doing 10 reps on the right and 10 reps on the left, alternating each repetition. Oftentimes, it can take weeks, if not months, to be able to do this safely without holding on. In the beginning, it's fine if you hold the countertop just to kind of get the understanding of the movement. As you get better, you can just hold on with one finger, but ultimately what you want to do is to do 10 reps on each leg without holding on. Stepping forward over an object. To do this activity, you need two things. One is something sturdy to hold on to, like a countertop or the back of a chair. And the other is something to step over. You can roll up a towel or put a piece of tape on the ground, just something that you can see that you know you have to step over. What you want to do is step over with one leg and then with the other, and then step over the same object back to your starting position. Now, it's fine in the beginning to hold the countertop the whole time. It's hard to do this exercise, and for a lot of people, this requires a lot more balance than they're used to having. This is a great balance challenging activity, but you want to be safe. Your goal with this exercise is to step forward 3 times without holding the countertop. But in the beginning, it's fine if you hold on, and it's fine if you have to put one finger or your whole hand on the countertop the entire time. Backward walking. To do this exercise safely, you need a countertop or the back of a chair or something to hold on to, just in case you lose your balance. You simply want to stand up straight and step backwards 2 to 3 steps. You don't want to step so many steps that you're away from something to hold on to, but you want to do 2 to 3 steps in one direction, then carefully turn around and go 2 to 3 steps in the other direction. Your goal is to do 2 to 3 steps in both directions, repeating that 3 times without holding on. But it's probably going to take weeks of practicing this, if not months, before you're going to be able to do it without holding anything. How to stretch your gastroc muscle. The gastroc is the large muscle in your lower leg that helps you raise your heel off the ground when you're walking or going up and down stairs. To stretch it, you want to lean against the wall with both hands against the wall and your back leg straight. Then you want to shift your weight forward until you feel a stretch in your ankle. This is the gastroc muscle being stretched. You want to hold this position for 20 seconds and repeat it 3 times on each leg. Don't push yourself until you feel any type of pain. You should just feel a mild stretch and hold that for 20 seconds. With any stretch, you want to repeat it 3 times, holding it 20 seconds each time for a minimum to get the full effect. How to stretch your soleus muscle. The soleus muscle lies on either side of the gastroc tendon in the lower leg. This muscle is important because it helps raise our heel off the ground when we walk. To stretch it, you want to lean against the wall with both hands against the wall, and with your knee bent, shift your weight forward. As long as your foot is still on the ground, you're going to be stretching the soleus muscle with the knee bent. You want to come forward until you feel a stretch, and then hold it for at least 20 seconds. Then repeat on the other leg. You want to keep going back and forth until you've done this 3 times on each leg. You always want to stretch for a total of 3 times, at least 20 seconds on each muscle. Stretch your hamstring muscles. The hamstrings are the large muscles behind your thigh that help you bend your knee up behind you. These muscles help us when we're walking, standing, and going up and down stairs. The safest way to stretch it is to use a chair. You put one foot up on the chair, and then keeping your back straight, you want to lean your upper body towards your leg. What this does is isolates your hamstring muscles and helps you give a safe and good stretch. You want to lean forward until you first start to feel a stretch. Don't hurt yourself. You should not feel any type of pain, especially severe pain in your hamstrings. That means you're pushing too hard. You want to just lean forward far enough that you first start to feel a stretch. Then hold that position for 20 seconds. Ideally, when you're stretching a muscle, you want to hold it for 20 seconds, repeating it at least 3 times. You can definitely hold it for longer, but 20 seconds should be the minimum you hold it for. You want to do this every day until you find that your hamstring muscle is looser. Step up with knee bent. To do this exercise, you'll need two things. You'll need a countertop nearby just for safety, but you'll also need something to step onto. I'm using an aerobic step. To do the exercise, you want to step forward with one leg stepping up onto the step, but as your weight goes on the step, you have to keep your knee in a bent posture. You don't want to hyperextend your knee when you shift your weight onto the step. You then want to bring the other leg up onto the step and immediately step back onto the ground with both feet, and then step up with the other leg. You'll want to alternate right leg and left leg. Each time you step up on the step, you want to be very aware that your knee is not hyperextending. So you want to maintain that knee bend as you step your weight onto the step. You want to repeat this for 5 minutes every day until you've noticed an improvement in your walking posture. Chair plank. To do this exercise, you need an armchair. You need something with 2 armrests that you can grab onto. You want to hold the armrests and then walk your feet back as far as you can go. You should be almost in a push-up position. Then you're just going to, with both hands on the armrest, you're going to hold this steady. This is called a plank. It's a core exercise and you don't move while you're doing it. What you want to do is try to be exhaled while you're doing the exercise. When you're exhaled, you're going to engage your abdominal and core muscles more. Your goal for doing this is to do it for 20 seconds without taking a break. In the beginning, a lot of people are going to have to bring their foot forward because it's just too hard. This is a great exercise, but it's something that most people need to build up to. So if you're doing it for 5 seconds in a row or 10 seconds in a row, that will help you get to your goal. Some people find that they can even build up to 1 minute, which is really the ultimate with this exercise. That'll really develop the core muscles that most people need to get through their day without any pain. Sidestepping. To do this exercise, you just need something sturdy to hold on to. A countertop or some type of bar on the wall works the best. All you want to do is stand up straight and take a step to the side. You want to do 2 to 3 steps in one direction and then go 2 to 3 steps in the other direction. The reason is you don't want to get away from the countertop. So you want to go 3 steps in one direction and then 3 steps in the other direction. The goal is to do this 3 times without holding on. So that means stepping 3 steps to the right without holding on, 3 steps to the left holding on, repeating that 3 times without holding on. Oftentimes, it takes weeks, if not months, of practicing this to be able to do that. So many people have trouble with this exercise. This is a great way to improve your balance and your stability. Heel to toe walking. To do this activity, you just need something sturdy to hold on to. You can use a countertop, the back of a chair. You can even use your kitchen sink. You want to walk heel to toe 2 to 3 steps in one direction, then grab onto that object, turn around, and walk 2 to 3 steps in the other direction. When you're walking heel to toe, you're actually putting one foot in front of the other with your heel touching your toe. Your goal for this exercise is to do this 3 times in each direction without holding on. In the beginning, you might have to hold on the entire time or at least put one finger on the countertop the whole time. That's fine. People aren't automatically able to do this exercise. Most of my clients have to practice this for weeks, if not months, every single day before they get good enough to do it without holding on. Wall leans. To do this exercise, you want to be standing against a wall. Where you put your feet will determine how difficult the exercise is. So in the beginning, just bring your heels about 4 inches away from the wall. Then what you want to do is cross your arms across your chest and then using your muscles in your feet, pull your body off the wall. This is a difficult exercise, and a lot of people will find themselves cheating by either pushing their bottom against the wall or by bending forward to get themselves off the wall. What you want to do if you find that you're doing that is bring your feet closer to the wall. The only thing that you should be using to pull yourself forward is the muscles in the front of your shin, which are the muscles that lift your toes. So if you find that you're not lifting your toes as you bring yourself off the wall, you're either doing it without your feet far enough away from the wall, or you're cheating and using your bottom or your upper body to push off. So when you're doing it correctly, your feet are a few inches away from the wall. You're actually lifting your toes up as you come forward. Now, to make this exercise harder, you want to bring your feet further and further away from the wall. But there's a limit. Obviously, when you get your feet too far away from the wall, you're not going to be able to bring yourself off the wall without cheating. So I would say the maximum is about 12 to 18 inches of your heel away from the wall. I would practice this 5 to 10 times every day. There's not really sets and reps to doing this. This is really more of a balance challenge activity, but it's a great way to practice bringing your weight forward. So many people have trouble learning to bring their weight forward when they're walking. They end up putting all their weight on their heel, which is why a lot of people fall backwards, not forwards, when they stumble. This is just a good exercise that builds proprioception, awareness of where your body is in space, and helps you, if you ever lose your balance and you're falling backwards, this will help you bring your weight back forward again. Backward stepping onto a step. To do this activity, you'll need two things: something sturdy to hold on to, like a countertop or the back of a chair, and an aerobic step or something firm to stand on top of. What you want to do is stand facing away from the step, put one hand on the countertop, and then with the right leg step up and then the left leg step up. You want to have both feet on top of the step and then step forward to step down. Now in the beginning, it's fine to hold on to the countertop to balance yourself. Your goal with this activity is to go backwards and forward, stepping back up and back down 3 times without holding on. Oftentimes, it takes weeks, if not months, of practicing this every day before you're going to be able to do it that well without holding on. Turn training. To improve your ability to turn left and right on level ground, you want to be near something sturdy like a countertop, and all you do is practice turning to the right and left. When you turn to the right, you want to lead with your right foot. You want to practice never crossing over. I suggest starting with a quarter turn to the right and then a quarter turn back to the left. When you feel you can do this without holding on, you can progress to a half turn. A half turn is just what it sounds like, a 180-degree turn. A lot of people find that their hips are very stiff, especially the muscles on the inside of your leg. If you find that you can't do this, then just stick with the quarter turn. But practicing the quarter turn over and over again, I suggest for at least 5 minutes a day, will greatly improve your ability to turn, and it'll prevent falls because it'll train you to turn in the correct way. Standing on foam with one leg. To do this activity, you need a balance mat or a couch cushion or even a couple of pillows to stand on top of. And you also need something sturdy to hold on to, like a countertop. With both hands on the countertop, you want to lift one leg, shifting all your weight over to that one leg that you're standing on, and then try to let go. Your goal in doing this is to do it for 20 seconds on each leg 3 times without holding on. This is a hard exercise. Most of my clients, it takes them several months of practicing this every single day before they can reach that goal. But while it's challenging, it's also very effective in helping you get back your balance. With any balance exercise, you want to practice it at least for 5 minutes a day. So no matter what the exercise, you want to keep repeating it for about 5 minutes. There's not a specific number of sets and reps. You just want to do it for about 5 minutes and try to practice that every single day. I hope you found this video helpful. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to work with a therapist or trainer that's trained in the techniques that you just saw, they can go to proprioceptiverehab.com to get training from me in exactly how to do this. I offer a course in proprioceptive rehabilitation for physical therapists and personal trainers.